First, I want to okay, got it. I want to first by introduce myself. My name is Omari Burton, and I am a senior here at AUM, and I've been a part of numerous different clubs and organizations. And this semester, I'm working as an intern for the Triple EC, and I was brought on to kind of help the peer mentors with different leadership, I guess, workshops and, learning personal and professional development through different avenues. So that's kind of what today is. We're going to be going through the person or results of the personality test and how they translate into personal professional development, how that translates into leadership style. So we'll start by letting you introduce yourself.
I had to turn the volume down. Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, I'm Alicia McGee. I'm a peer mentor for psychology department as well as UNIV. I do have my personality test pulled up, and I'm also a senior. My major is psychology, and I should be graduating in I think fall of 2024, 2025, something like that. I'm a mom of three. Like I said, I learned a lot being a peer mentor as far as leadership skills, communication. I enjoy working with Miss Plimpton, Miss Sterling, Miss Ingram. Well, Miss Plimpton's my favorite. Anyway, and Omari, it's nice to meet you. Thank you for this course, this leadership course, and this workshop. Because I'm a shy person. I'm introverted as heck. I don't really like talking to people, but the job has made me step into that role of talking to my peers and things of that nature. So that's it.
Well, I don't want this to come off as I'm the know all of what we're talking about. We're all around the same age, so it's just kind of talking about what I've experienced and what I've found. So Kiana, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Kiana. I am a senior. I'm a public health major with my minor in psychology. I am a peer mentor for psychology. I've been doing this for a little bit and I really enjoy it. So it's good to be here.
So I guess we'll start off by going on ahead and pulling up the personality test. So I'm gonna share my screen so we can kind of talk through it. So I discovered 16 personalities in October of last year, and I thought it was really cool to, take this personality test that's obviously, in high regard, and most of the things kind of matched to me. So I started using it to better learn about myself. So as you can see here, through the introduction, these are kind of the general purpose of, or not purpose, but explanation of your personality type. So for mine, it says, seeking purpose. Obviously, there's more in depth to it, but we have seeking purpose, connecting with others and themselves, and a personal mission. So I want to know what do y'all say for those three sections?
I have the same one. I'm INFJ and then the A attached. So I have the same one you have.
Oh, we're the same. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Kiana? She leave? I guess so. All right. Guess it's just me and you, Alicia. All right. So
okay. I'm like, oh no.
She probably got booted out or something.
Yeah, she probably pressed the leave button on accident. That's probably what happened, because she was trying to find hers. I had mine ready. I was like, I remember.
All right, so since we're the same, we can kind of just talk through how we feel about these different, or categories within our type. So in the strengths, we have creative, insightful, principled, passionate, and altruistic. Do you think those kind of apply to you?
Yes, the creative, the insightful, all of those, the principled, passionate, altruistic. Let me see. People with this personality type aren't happy to see that another strength for greater good. Yeah. I didn't know, I never knew what altruistic meant I always thought it was like a bad word.
I did as well. So when I actually read this, I was like, wait a minute, I actually did something like this last semester. So one of my friends, we were both applying to work at the wellness center,
Okay.
and for whatever reason, they only wanted to hire me because I applied like sooner. But she
Right.
also wanted to work there. But I was like, okay, well, I already work an off-campus job. Like, I don't need this. Like, so I told them, I was like, well, I
Yeah.
would rather you hire her because I have these other things. I won't be able to work as many hours. So I was just like, no,
Right.
like you
Yeah, you're willing
let
to
her take
give.
this
You
opportunity.
sound like me. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, well, go ahead, take it. I'm good. This is
Yeah.
the second job for me. You all right?
So I thought these were very eye-opening to see because they do,
Hmm.
match my personality.
Yeah.
For weaknesses, we have sensitive to criticism, reluctant
Yes.
to open up,
Yes.
perfectionistic, and
Yes.
avoiding the ordinary and prone to
Yes.
burnout. So I
Prone to
think these are
burnout. Yes. Miss Primpton, no, I'm prone to burnout.
so yeah,
Well,
I agree with that. I burn out in college, honestly. Avoiding the ordinary, yeah. I didn't really get the perfectionistic until I actually started like looking into the things I would do. Like
mhm.
I need things done a certain way in this fashion. I need
Yep.
it modeled this way. So I thought that was
Yes.
pretty weird to see and realize. Reluctant
I
to
agree.
open up for sure.
Yes.
And
Yes.
sensitive to criticism. I think that's something that will be like kind of a lifetime, I guess, hurdle that we'll have to keep jumping over. Like, especially when it comes to professionalism, like you're always going to have someone that wants things done a different way. So being able to receive that criticism and not, take it the wrong way is just going to be a thing we always have to go through. Kiana's back.
Yeah, I agree, especially with the sense of the criticism. I think I've gotten better with that because
Mm,
I take it as they're just trying to be helpful instead of trying to attack what I've done.
yes.
And then also as far as a perfectionist, I get that, like, I have my certain standard because my mom was like that. She was like, she had to have certain things in certain order, but that's because also military as well. And
Yeah.
both my parents military, they're like, gotta be this way, this, da, 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 this, that, and that, blah, blah. So now when they're telling me, oh, you should rest, or oh, you should just step over stuff and just let things
We didn't
just
see you do
be,
that.
right. It's like, mom, you didn't do that. You kept, burn the
Yeah.
midnight oil and going like from 0 to 100 on your job, going hard all the time. So now for me as a parent, now that I'm learning, okay, it's okay to slow down. Just like Miss Wimpton, she had to remind me, like, don't burn yourself out. Slow down, take off your load, and especially having 3 children, I have to keep a schedule, but I have to rest too,
Yes.
so I can be the best. Yeah.
I think that's definitely become a more acceptable thing, like for people to be like, no, like that you don't need to be working 7 days a week, 8 hours a day, like that. You're gonna burn yourself out doing that. So the next one is romantic relationships. For some of these, I felt like it wasn't really for me to kind of explain. It was just more. This is more of
Mhm.
like the personal aspect. So
Right.
just kind of like take these, as they are and,
Yeah.
reflect it into your life. So that
Got
goes
you.
for this one,
Yeah.
friendships and parenthood as well.
Right.
So I think especially once you figure out your personality type, you realize like, okay, some of your, strengths and weaknesses may not be your child's strengths and weaknesses. So you
Right.
don't want to project that onto them and,
Right.
cause other things to happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The next one is career
Career
paths.
paths. Yeah. Here we go.
So I thought this one was very
Spot on.
yeah, like the
Yeah.
search for purpose. Like that was like my huge thing like throughout
Right.
college. And while I was literally just going through years of doing just nothing and not knowing like what I wanted to do. Because I was searching for that purpose. And once I found it, I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. And now I'm like motivated to get there. We also have a sense of mission, of course. Everything's a mission to me. I don't know about you, but it's always like, okay, well, I got to do this step to get to here, then we can go here. So I thought this was a good slide as well. So I want to go back. I forgot about one part on the introduction. So if you scroll to the bottom, I don't know if you looked at it, but you can see other people that are, I guess, similar to you. And I thought these were some
Yeah.
interesting names that came up. So
Right.
Martin
They
Luther
are.
King, Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa.
Right.
Lady Gaga. So
Yeah.
I thought
It was
some of
like,
these were very
now I
cool.
can see the Lady Gaga because we have our splits. I get it. I get it.
So
Rose.
I thought this
Oh,
was
we're
very cool.
Rose from the Titanic. Okay.
So I've never
She
seen
right there.
Titanic.
The
I've never
Titanic. How
seen
you know that? Rose, she got awful.
it.
You let that man die. She know, no, just play.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Gotta move this over. Workplace habits. So this kind of plays into that professionalism and like what I want to kind of expand to more through some other I guess information that I have today. So this just goes through the different like I guess steps of you being, you know, in position. So you got subordinates, colleagues, and managers. So how to interact through those.
Right.
All right. So since we have the same thing, I guess it's not really much for us to like ask questions about. So we'll move on to.
Oh, did Kiana share hers? I'm sorry, Miss Cox. I don't mean to put you
Oh,
on the spot. I know she's back.
Oh,
No, sure what? Yeah, because my Zoom booted me out. I was trying to put it on the test on my screen and it just booted me out.
okay. Well, I'll stop sharing this screen so you can pull yours up. I think that's what it does when you try to.
Yeah, I've been like busy with tests and everything, so I haven't had a chance to take the test.
Okay. So this Zoom call is being recorded, so you'll be able to go back and kind of listen to what we're saying, like when you have time to take your test and see how it reflects for you.
Okay.
All right, so that's the initial part of the personality test that I want to talk about. The next part we're going to go through is I kind of made this PowerPoint per se to kind of reflect for peer mentors. I meant to do this first. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So I kind of made this just as a quick like explanation of what peer mentors are doing and like what they're gonna face. So we have the peer mentor leadership experience. What we want to accomplish. So as peer mentors, we hope to become a bright point in countless lives in the education realm. Before being able to do those great things, we need to work on us and find what best prepares us for those encounters. We want to improve and be better at the following: leadership, resume build, communication, energy and time management, problem solving, encouraging, and goal setting. So I found that these were kind of the biggest things that from the surveys from the first meeting that a lot of people wanted to improve on. Next, we have helping mentees. This is also a big point and kind of something that I wanted to expand on because these were also things that people were unsure about. So we have lack of motivation, engaging students, low morale, and fear of not knowing enough. So lack of motivation, higher education often drives many of us or many to lose their motivation if there are no positives in their line of sight. This is where peer mentors come in handy. Keep their eyes on the prize, find what their short-term goals are. So I think the lack of motivation definitely plays into not knowing that next, like what's over this hill and not knowing what comes from, okay, putting in this work to do this. So in terms of like, we can talk about like going to the gym. Obviously those days of going to the gym back to back to back, they're going to not feel as good as that end result of, okay, I've been working out for 2 months straight now and I look different from how I did, but you don't see that constant change through. Engaging students, the absolute easiest thing you can do for a college student is to be genuine. We're all old enough to eventually catch onto someone who is fake. Be genuine in your approach. So I think this is definitely a thing that I've gotten, I won't say better at, but like just seeing people for who they are. Like being genuine is the easiest thing you can do. Just being honest with someone about what they're going through and how you can help with their what they're going through. We have low morale. This is in the same boat as lack of motivation. Find those short-term goals that they can see and expand on what they've already done so far in their life. So I think low morale, going off that last part, going through like what they've already done in life. Like the low morale comes from not feeling like you've accomplished what you need to be accomplishing. But in reality, if you're at the collegiate level, for education, like you're going above and beyond, because I mean it's not many people that get that opportunity. So expand or explain like how good of a thing that is, and the positives in their life. The fear of not knowing enough. This is definitely, I could definitely see this as being a big issue for peer mentors, wanting to feel like they have to have all of the answers for the mentee whenever they have it. But no one knows everything, and that's okay. Not knowing everything allows you to use your resources and share those resources with others. So finding, that's the point of being a advocate for someone, not knowing everything, but knowing what best can help them and who best can help them. Ways we can be better mentors. So I have reflective listening, sensitivity training, crisis communication plans, self-help, and decompression. So reflective listening is the practice of making sure to repeat and reiterate the issue before identifying and diagnosing the issue. So let's say a student comes up to you and they're like, hey, I'm failing this class because I'm missing these assignments. So you want to repeat to them, okay, so point out like what's going on. I'll say you're missing these assignments, and that's causing you to do bad on these quizzes. So how can we best work that into your schedule to get these assignments done so these quizzes look a lot better for you? And next we have sensitivity training. AUM is a very diverse community, as many people from different walks of life. As mentors, we should treat everybody the way that we would want to be treated. So definitely, since I've been here, AUM has become a lot more diverse with just any and everyone. So being able to communicate properly to different people of different cultures is very important now. Crisis communication plan. So this just goes back to not knowing everything. This is a part of, okay, well, I don't know what to do for this specific situation, but I know, where, you can direct that question to and get help for that. So that's what that is. Self-help and decompression. Mental health is the most important aspect of our lives, and we should all have ways to decompress and help ourselves in moments of need. So I think mental health it's kind of becoming less of a taboo to take care of your mental health, because, growing up, it was just kind of like, oh, you go to counseling, you go to therapy, like, what's wrong with you? But in reality, going to counseling and therapy makes you more normal than what you think. Like that's something, that's a huge thing to realize, that okay, maybe you want to improve on something that you're doing in your personal life, or you want to become better at something, like personally. Going to counseling and finding that out is huge. So I put that on there. That also goes into the self-help, going to counseling and figuring out how to decompress, the best way for yourself. Next, this is just about the personality test. I was just kind of explaining like what it was and what it was going to be. What other additional trainings could be beneficial? So these are just some ideas that I had for different like workshops we could do in the future, depending on how you guys feel about it. So emphasize inclusion, career development workshop, work-life balance, emotional intelligence, lunch and learn presentations, file organizations, leadership styles, which we're doing that today, and conflict resolutions. So that's all that I have for that. So y'all have any questions about that, or any like comments to make? Oh, you're muted. I think you're muted, Alicia. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I'm all talking to myself. Okay, that was my fault. I was putting my son down. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, so I got the music going for him. And he okay. But yeah, I like the emotional intelligence. Like the workshops. That's why I wanted to go back over. Yeah, let me see. Emphasize inclusion. Yes, I like that. Emotional intelligence. A lunch and learn presentation. You know, I'm down for that. We love food. Um, and I want to say like the conflict resolution or leadership styles. I like the workshops. I would love to do more workshops. Like I said, once I get my car fixed, I will be there more in person to attend these workshops because I love learning. And like I said, being a senior, I love learning. As far as what you said, going back to the mental health, I wanted to piggyback off of that. I love therapy. I love counseling. I do my best to emphasize to my mentees as well as the faculty that it's important. Like we get free counseling, please do it. Like
It's free.
I just got a text message today from one of my good friends, and she was like, Alicia, who's your counselor? Where's the location? How much do they charge? And I'm just like, she's like, I need help. I need the help. And I'm looking like, I go to counseling on campus, but I recommended her to some other stuff. So it is important. Your mental health is so important. I just want to emphasize that. And as far as the having all the answers as peer mentors, I've learned to kind of step back and not feel like that. Because at first, when I was peer mentor, I was like, God, I don't have all the answers. I don't know y'all. I'm learning just like y'all.
Yeah.
But I'm learning that, you know, it's a learning experience. You know, we're peers, so we're all learning together. And I think once we get to that level of, okay, she's learning just like I'm learning. She's finding out information for me just like I'm finding out information. And we just work together, then I think it'll be a little bit better for us to understand, like, okay, let's you know, we can do it. We can do it together.
The thing that opened my eyes to I wanted to talk about the therapy point. The thing that opened my eyes to it was, you know, I heard someone say like, okay, well, you know, in regards to going to counseling, like, okay, you have a car, and when your car breaks down, who you take it to? You don't take it to, you know, someone working at Walmart. You take it to someone that knows how to fix your car. So going to counseling, you're going to someone that knows more about how the brain works and different resolutions that could, you know, better your life. So I think that's a very important aspect at AUM that should be used more. As free counseling is not a thing once you get past college. Okay, so
absolutely. My bad. I had to get chicken nuggets to my son. I know y'all recording this.
no, you're right.
I had the big things going on. Like, hold on. I hear
you have anything you want to say about that, Kiana?
Yes, I would say, especially with the mental health aspect, it's very important. I have a student, she's not from here, and she's like struggling a little bit in class. So it's like whenever I see her, I talk to her and everything, and I tell her, I'm like, hey, you know, counseling center. She's like, oh, I go. I'm like, oh, well, that's good. So I just tried to encourage my students to come see me during my office hours, email me if they want to. And I know they have a test coming up soon. So I was like, well, being that I won't be there, I can do like note cards, just giving them words of encouragement before they take their first exam. And I gave them some study tips on Wednesday of how I study and everything that I do to study. So I just give them like little stuff to encourage them, to let them know like, hey, I'm here. And I let them know about the different events on campus. I have a group meet set up for them. So the mental health aspect is very important for me and for them, because I want them to know like, hey, it's okay if you get stressed out about anything, like go talk to someone, or you can talk to me. I can refer you to them. And with the workshops, I think that I would love to do those, and being that I will still be here for a little bit. And it would just help me out whenever I start doing interning and volunteering. So I really like that idea.
Okay. Well, that's like awesome that, you know, you reach out and do, you know, so many things to help the students that you're mentoring. Like that's amazing, because doing those small things, that people are going to always remember those things. They may not remember your name, but they're going to remember, oh, I remember I had this peer mentor that helped me get through this class. It was so rough. So next thing I want to talk about is I want to go back and touch on the personality traits. So I have some I guess I don't think they're books, but like kind of like books that I was given by Miss Amy, and they kind of touch base on the different personality types and how they interact. So Kiana, since you haven't done yours, I'll just kind of like slowly like go through them so you can stop and look at them whenever you have time.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see. Share my screen here. All right, so this is the first one. So this one is the introduction to Myers-Briggs type. Gotta get this off the screen. There we go. So I'll just scroll through these for you so you can see like the different types, just in case you're one of them. There we go. I'm sure you'll be able to pause on these. So, all right, this is what me and Alicia are. So, as you can see, these are like the breakdowns of what each letter means. So, introversion, intuition, feeling, judging. So, I'll say this. This is off topic, but the judging part. At first, I was like, "Dang, like judging. I don't really judge people." And then I like looked into what it was, and I was like, "Okay, well, I guess." But INFJs have a gift of intuitively understanding complex meanings and human relationships. They have faith in their insights and find they often empathetically understand people's feelings and motivations before the people themselves are aware of them. They combine this empathetic or empathic understanding with the drive and organization to implement global plans for enhancing people's lives. So, oh, this is almost it. INFJs have a visionary grasp of human relationships and possibilities, which, when shared, can elevate and inspire others. So I think that definitely plays into what we saw with the in the 16 personalities test with the being advocates. So that goes right into it. So we have characteristics. Characteristics of INFJs. We have insightful, creative, visionary, conceptual, symbolic, metaphorical, idealistic, complex, deep, sensitive, compassionate, empathetic, deeply committed to their values. So I think these are like spot on. So
Yeah, they definitely are.
yeah. So definitely with the committed to their values. I feel like I believe what I believe, and that's like I'm gonna stick to it. Whether I'm gonna stick to it. So this one is kind of like how others may see them. So INFJs readily show compassion and caring for others, but they share their internal intuitions only with people they trust. So that's definitely a huge thing.
That's a big one.
Because they keep this most value important part of themselves private, others may find them difficult to know. That's spot on for me.
I swear. It's me.
When they try to communicate their internal sense of knowing, they often express it metaphorically and with complexity.
I swear.
They especially value authenticity and commitment in relationships, for sure.
For sure.
Though INFJs are usually reserved, they don't
Yes.
hesitate to assert themselves when their values are violated. They can be
Period.
persistent and insistent.
That's
So
true.
let's talk about this.
I don't like the insistent part. I'm consistent. I ain't insistent though.
Yeah, a lot happened in this last paragraph here.
Right.
Definitely the. Hold on, I gotta move this off screen.
I'm like, he done zoomed in. Hold up.
Let's see. The part about internal intuitions, like making us seem more difficult to know. I think that's just being private about what you feel and not wanting to intrude on what someone else may feel. So I think that's kind of like a defense mechanism to not get into an argument match with anyone. So yeah, that's what this says on this first one about us. So I'll scroll through these for Kiana and anyone else that views this, so you can see what this says. You just pause it on any of these. Dang, ours had a whole bunch of
Oh,
different characteristics.
okay. So are we just going over the other types?
Yeah, I'm just scrolling through for if people want to view it later, and for Kiana, whenever she takes her test, she can go
Okay.
and look at it. So
Okay.
we're just scrolling through that one. So we're gonna move on to the next one here. This is
Okay.
the same thing, but in regards to how the personality types interact like on a team. So we'll scroll down, scroll down. These are just kind of explaining like the, you know, different types and how they, you know, differentiate. So we have ICJ. Here we go. I'll scroll through that one. Scroll through these. I think we're on the third column. All right, here we go. INFJ hallmark. Our hallmark is integrity. So insightful, inspiring, and creative. INFJs work well when they can concentrate on what matters to people, quietly exert influence, and model integrity. They envision ways to reach long range goals, want to develop an atmosphere of mutual trust, and organize people and processes so that all benefit. I think that's spot on. I don't
You're
know. I
spot
don't know
on.
about you, but that's spot on.
It's
For
spot
me.
on.
Yeah. So definitely like reading through these, it's kind of like you're just reading. It's like somebody's been following you around and you know taking notes on you. Like, okay, they do this, they do this. That's kind of what it feels like. So we have a lot of information here. So this is how your personality type interacts in different team aspects. So we have communication, team culture, and leadership. So this is definitely these are all huge, all huge. So I'll zoom in here. So you can see we have communication. So how we contribute are, these two columns. May irritate team members by is going to be this column. Maybe irritated by team members who do, certain things is going to be this column, and then maximize effectiveness this column. So contribute by articulating team values and a vision for the future and presenting creative and innovative ideas for people. I think that's spot on for me. And I hope, whoever is viewing this, they find that theirs are, match them as well. May irritate team members by withholding viewpoints that could be perceived as critical. I don't know.
Yeah, to a degree.
Communicating in an overly complex or metaphorical fashion. I definitely use a lot of metaphors, so
Me too.
I guess
And
I
they
could
might think it might be too deep for them.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyway.
But I just found that that's the easiest way to find that common ground.
Round, right.
Maybe irritated by team members who reduce important issues to superficial chit chat and
Yes.
make thoughtless, inconsiderate, or rude comments. So
Yes.
that's for
Yes.
sure.
For sure.
So here's ways that we can maximize our effectiveness through communication. So expressing thoughts, feelings, and values, even when there is a risk to harmony,
Yes.
and tempering their communication with specifics and realism.
Yes.
So,
yeah.
So all this information would just be good to, figuring out the, how to be the best you. So can contribute. This is about team culture. Can contribute by being attentive, sensitive to group dynamics, while creating an environment that promotes a sense of meaning and purpose. So may irritate team members by holding self and others to an unreasonably high standard and being overly invested in other people's personal growth.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. That's spot on for me. Maybe irritated by team members who lack passion and commitment or fail to fulfill their obligations.
Yes.
And don't respect their need for quiet and contemplation.
Yes. Oh, yes, to recharge. Oh, God.
Can maximize effectiveness, through team culture, by being more relaxed and accepting of missteps and laying a foundation for growth and letting others manage that growth. Okay.
Okay.
So last one we're going to talk about is leadership. So this is kind of a huge thing, like when it comes to peer mentorship and professionalism. So we can contribute by taking a quiet, persistent, and determined approach with an eye toward long-range goals for people, inspiring others through their commitment and compassion, winning cooperation rather than demanding it. Okay. So I think that's definitely a huge thing. Like winning cooperation rather than demanding it is a huge thing, because you try to tell people what they're gonna do and who they're gonna listen to, then that's not gonna go well for you. May irritate team members by ignoring what's going on around them when this doesn't mesh with their inner perspective and not delivering tough messages when appropriate. So that's definitely a thing in leadership that can, sway a team, either way about you. Maybe irritated by team members who expect them to overlook violations of standards or ethical principles and
Mhm.
fail to contribute to the work at hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotta be a team player. Gotta be
Yes, for
helpful.
sure. I'm all for team players. Can
Exactly.
maximize effectiveness by evaluating their perspective in light of current reality, specifics, and details, and giving constructive criticism when it is needed, speaking up before blowing up. Okay, I think that's
That's definitely me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let it build and then it's just
So I want to also point out with all of these, like for people that are viewing this as well, once you figure out, your different I guess thing that they're pointing out about you here, sometimes these may be perceived as not the worst thing for other personality types, while it might be the worst thing you can do to a different personality type. So it's all about finding out, what the people are like around you and what best works in that situation. So being let's see an example, presenting creative and innovative ideas for people. Like some people may not want to be creative and just want to stick to like what they're doing, while others may be like, oh yeah, we're all on board for something creative and something new. So that's it for us. You have anything that you want to say about that, Kiana?
Yes. So I took the test and I found out I'm exactly um Alicia's and your type.
You're
So
INFJ as well?
yes.
we all there.
Wow.
God no, that's awesome.
Yes, it's like,
Ah,
especially with me, I'm very
Mhm.
passionate about anything that I like doing, and I
mhm.
try to help people as much as I can. So I see how I am this personality trait.
So that's awesome. That's awesome. So we're all
Awesome.
that's I haven't met anyone that's the same type of me, and then we have two here. So guess that'll make it easier for us to talk through. So I'll just scroll through the rest of these for anyone that's viewing afterwards, so they can read them.
And Mr. Burton, well, I mean, I know we're the same age. I don't like saying them. Mr. Burton. Since we're recording, are you going to send this to us? Because I mean, I have the other one that you told us to take, but I like this one too. This is
Oh,
cool.
like these files? Yeah, I can send these files to you.
Okay,
I
thank
just
you.
have them saved on my flash drive.
Thank you. I'm gonna put my email in the chat.
So that's all of that one. We have one more. So I think this one is very important. So this is the introduction to type and emotional intelligence. So I think emotional intelligence is becoming a much bigger thing now, as it should. And learning how to deal with people is a huge thing when it comes to being a leader, and how to get the best out of them while not stepping on their toes. So just give me a moment. Let me write down your email real quick. All right, so I send it to you too. All right, let's go through this. This is the last one in regards to the personality types. Let's scroll. All right, so I'll scroll through these slowly. All right, here we go with us. Introverted intuition with extroverted feeling. So I think this kind of explains more of, and more with the letters. So these are hallmark qualities. We have primary tendencies here. Is individualistic with creative, idealistic, and insightful perspective, often sees through complex situations to core values. So that definitely is in line with what we've seen on the 16 personalities in the previous files. Typical areas of excellence. Is masterful at promoting and facilitating understanding, and is future oriented in planning and envisioning. So I think these two are definitely spot on with where we
Yes.
excel at.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll this is kind of like as it says here, emotional intelligence framework. So we have the interpersonal factors here. So self-awareness, self-regulation, emotional self-control, flexibility, motivation, achievement, resilience, well-being, and stress management. So these are going to be on, everyone's else's, and, have different things there. So I'll zoom in here. Just a little bit. So self-awareness shows self-confidence when values and ideals are engaged, recognizes moods, and is usually free of internal doubts and conflicts. So I think this is definitely an important thing, like when it comes to us being, or Kiana, was yours were you an advocate or were you turbulent?
I was turbulent.
Oh, okay. So we're the same, but there's with yours, there's here, we'll go through the differences. So if you'll go through here, it'll kind of explain like the difference between an assertive advocate and a turbulent advocate. And there's different, like I guess, like percentages of surveys in here, like explaining like how they're different. So
Okay, so she's the INFJT and we're both INFJA.
yes,
Okay, gotcha.
but still, the same in the grand scheme.
Right.
So self-regulation redirects impulses to creative outlets and is conscientious about realizing ideals and fulfilling obligations. So I think this definitely is definitely like spot on for me as creative outlets. I think that relates to me playing video games. Like I like to play video games to kind of, normalize like what happened throughout the day. It's like, okay, well, I know I can do this and just kind of relax and decompress from what happened through the day. What about you guys? What do you guys use as I won't say coping method or like coping, but to relax from the day?
For me, I like to color or read a book. Those two are like my main things I enjoy doing. I know with coloring, when I have time, I want to move it into painting because I want to start painting. So I really love coloring.
Okay. You have like a specific like you color like
I mainly color positive or inspirations coloring.
like affirmations.
I really enjoy
Okay.
those, and it just make me feel better. Once I finish it, I'm like, okay, I feel good, and I share my pictures like with my friends or like a family. I'm like, oh, look what I did. I'm like, oh, it's so you did good. So I really enjoy coloring. That's my main thing I love to do. Or I read a good book. Right now I'm reading. Hold on. In Every Mirror She's Black. It's good so far.
Is that kind of a scary book?
No, it's a novel. It's
Okay.
talking about three different perspectives of women from different cultures, and it's just telling their story basically.
Oh, okay. I've recently been reading a lot of Stephen King. I've been reading a lot of his like non-scary stuff and like stuff that are like either adapted to movies and TV shows, or they're in the process.
Mhm.
How about you, Alicia?
I'm sorry, y'all, talking to my babies. But me, I like video games, just like you said, Mr. Burden. And I also like to read, just like Kiana does. I've been reading I read a lot of biblical books, and I read a lot of wealth management books.
Mm.
Like I think it was Rich Dad, Poor Dad, I believe. And the video games I play, like PlayStation. I love, like, I'm not into really horror games, but I'm into like co-op games and games that help me learn. I love the story behind stuff. And
So you just like to learn. That's what that is.
yeah, I like to learn, but I like to have fun too. I do, like, I'll play like multiverses just to have fun and to fight and all that other stuff. But like I like story games like The Last of Us.
Last of Us was great.
Things like that, even though they killed. Well, no, I don't know if anybody. I'm a hush because I don't want to spoil it for nobody.
Yeah. Have you played
Oh,
Detroit Become Human?
Hum?
Have you played Detroit Become Human?
Yes, I have that on
was
my
a great game.
PlayStation. Oh yeah, that's my jam, man. Jesse Williams being in there, it's awesome. I love the story behind that. But yeah, that's how I recharge. And then sometimes I just like to sleep. I like to eat and sleep.
Hey, taking that rest. What were you
Right.
saying, Kiana?
I said I watch a lot of gameplay.
Mm.
When it comes to games, I'm more of an arcade game person,
So like
like
Like,
Pac-Man.
okay, I was about to say like the older, like,
Mhm.
in the arcade games.
Yeah.
So like Pac-Man, Galaga, stuff like that.
Yes, I used to have like the
Wow.
little joystick one growing up, so I would play it all the time when I got out of school. So I'm more of an arcade game person.
Gotcha. All right, we'll move on to the next one. Emotional self-control. Experiences emotional satisfaction when engaged in creative pursuits and visualizing future creative possibilities and in helping others learn. Emotional self-control is in danger of, let me just read this separate. Is in danger of losing control when experiencing cruelty, aloofness, insensitivity toward any living being, or lack of regard for privacy. Definitely. I think I think we value privacy a lot for, a lot of people, for outside of ourselves, for people that are around us as well. So having, people have their spaces, and that's their space, is a big deal to us.
I agree.
All right, we have flexibility. Enjoys new experiences and variety, and adapts to changes, and is clever with imaginative solutions. I think this has definitely become a big thing for me while being at AUM and a part of different clubs and organizations, just coming up with new ways to, I guess, market things, to coming up with like new logos potentially. Just, I like seeing things change for, with the time. So for me, that's definitely a big thing. How about y'all?
I agree. I like the flexibility as well. AUM is awesome when it comes to like flexibility and being open with your schedule.
Mhm.
And that's one thing I do enjoy about being a peer mentor as well. That our bosses are very open and flexible with us in our personal lives.
I agree. Motivation. This is a huge thing. Is oriented toward ideals and values with a personal written plan and mission. Is motivated by collaborative efforts in relationships. I would agree with that one. I say I partially agree with this one. Motivated by collaborative efforts in relationships, because I guess technically, would like group work in school, would that count as, collaborative efforts in relationships? I guess not. But if it does, I do not like group work in college. I think it's a terrible thing.
I don't blame you. I can't do it. I was like that even in high school. I just
Yeah,
nah.
group
Don't
work
give me
is
no group
not
work,
okay.
bro.
Were you about to say anything, Kiana?
I was saying same. I don't like group work because I feel like no one is putting in enough effort as I am to make sure everything is correct or make sure we have enough information. I despise group work. All my heart, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But you do have a few people who are just like you, who like
Yeah.
to get stuff done, get stuff turned in on time. So
I was in a
I
class
appreciate
last
your
semester.
support.
Oh, God, my bad.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I was in a class last semester where it was group work all through the semester, and I had the same group the whole year. It was it was rough. It was rough, but hey, the class got passed. All right, next we have achievement. Strives to do well through independent action, shows initiative, and using gifts to help others. Is methodical about realizing vision of how things could be. I think this is definitely becoming a thing that I'm getting better at it, like kind of putting things together for myself and how I would like things to work out. Resilience makes determined use of resources to reach goals and is self-sufficient and strong-willed regarding values. So values seem to be a definitely reoccurring thing for us. So we stick to what we believe for sure. Well-being and stress management uses quiet time to rejuvenate. So that goes to video games, coloring, reading, and seeks connection with select individuals as coping resource. So loved ones, obviously, has few doubts about capabilities to respond to challenges. I definitely agree with that one. I always like, as of recent, I've seen, challenges become more of a okay, well, I can do this to get it done. Like I'm not seeing which I guess could be a bad thing. I'm not seeing what could go wrong. I'm seeing what could go right more often than not. So y'all have anything about this one? Oh, whoops. Let me do that.
I agree with the whole thing. Like you said, making determined use of that is self-sufficient and strong will. Oh yeah. Like I can't, like, I don't like failure, bro. Like, I don't know what it is, but I don't know if it's my parents, but I'm like, I don't like to fail. Like, I'm
Especially
like,
when you know where you want to be.
right. Yeah. And then the other thing is methodical about realizing vision of how things could be. I have 2 vision boards. So
I've never done a vision board. I think
you
I should.
it's awesome. It's so awesome.
I've never done one.
And I look at it like all the time. I even made some for my kids. Like when they get older, they were just like, Mom. I was like, yeah. But yeah, I have 2 vision boards. I have 2 vision boards and they tell me what they, and I'm just like, this is what I'm striving for. This is what I'm doing. This is for them. This is what Alicia wants. And and it's awesome. It's wonderful.
You have anything to say about that, Kiana?
Especially when we're talking about the independent action. I'm very independent. I get it from my mom, but I'm very independent, and I am her only child, so I had to grow up. Like, no, it's not a my bad. I love it, but I do have sisters on my dad's side of the family. But just being with her and seeing how independent she is, it grew on me. So I'm very independent. I like to do stuff on my own. Unless I do need help, then I will go and seek help. And how Alicia was talking about the vision board idea, my friend has one, and she kind of encouraged me to start doing one. So it's like when I have time, I will do one soon, because it's like I have a plan, but it's better for me to have it like in front of me than me just saying it out loud.
Maybe I should do that, because I just keep mine in my head like, okay, well, I'm gonna do this, but that, I guess it could eventually become jumbled up. So I do need to look into a vision board.
And y'all can edit it as many times as y'all want. Like I've taken stuff down. Like once I've accomplished a goal on the vision board, like for example, not to use my son, but on the vision board, I did one of them Facebook games, and it was like, oh, you're gonna meet the love of your life, get a bunch of money, you're gonna have a son. Just so happened I did have my miracle baby. He's a little boy. So I marked that off. Like I was like, okay, I had my son. And then the next thing was like, you're gonna work in like mentorship and blah blah blah. Like it's weird stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, yeah, this, that, and that. So it's anything y'all could take material from magazines, from the Facebook games, from anything, quotes, make it how y'all want to make it, and I get you, Kiana, as far as being the only child. I'm the same way. I'm the same exact way, where it's like, I'm independent. I don't like asking for help. If I got it, it's for me. It's, if you need it, I'll give it to you. I expect it back sometimes, but I'm just saying, so I know my friends, they'll be like, oh, Alicia, I can buy, just take it. Cause I know how you are. Just for you, but I love you still. I'm gonna still help you, but I'm the same way. I get Keon. And it's just I see my mom. My mom been a single mom. I'm the oldest sibling of 9 children on my dad's side. So
Hmm.
I get it. I
And
have yeah.
I'm the middle child on my dad's side.
Yeah. So I totally understand it. And seeing my mom just work hard like she did and just go like be independent, ask nobody for help. And if she just asked people for help if she had to, like really, really had to.
Mm.
Other than that, she get it. She got it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's my mom all the way. It's like, and then I live like right next to my grandparents. So if we ever need anything, they right there. So being around them helped me out a lot. Like seeing how my grandma was like raised and everything helped me out. So yeah, I have a strong feeling towards my mom and my grandparents. I don't play about them like at all.
I don't blame you, girl. I understand. I think we all like that with our families.
Yeah.
But if y'all get a chance, please do. Like I said, if y'all like, even with the video games, like Amari, if you want to be like, oh, today on this vision board, I'm going to put video games. This is how long I'm going to rest. I'm going to turn my phone off. That could be a goal too. It does not have to be like a specific anything. Y'all just put whatever y'all want to on that board. But it's wonderful to see. I tell anybody it's cool and it's fun to do. It brings out your creative side. You can do color and all that good stuff. Put borders on it. Like it's cool. So
Definitely have to check that out. Definitely
Yeah.
try that.
it keeps me
I'm
going.
just scrolling through these last personality types for people to see.
Okay.
So that was the last of the kind of learning about your personality type in that regard. I have one more thing to show. And this is in regard to I guess working in professional spaces. So being a leader in those professional spaces. So let me share this. All right, so we have leadership styles, personality types. That's kind of what this goes into. So I found a site that kind of made connections to personality types to how they lead in organizations. So I thought this would be some interesting information to show. So since we're all the same type, I'll just kind of scroll through these other pages for people to see. Then we'll stop on ours. So we have guardians, rationals, artisans, and last we have idealists. So they are giving, spiritual, and trusting individuals. They make up 15 to 20% of the population. Idealists have an ordinary ability to influence, inspire, and motivate others. They focus their energy on other people's potential and journeys. These inspirational people motivate others with their authenticity. Idealists trust their intuition. They prize harmonious relationships. These leaders have a talent for helping people get along and work together. Idealists are relatively rare. So, like I was saying on the last page that we're looking at, some of these personality types are very, very close. But then that's what we just read there could be completely different from how artisans are. So they connect at certain places and different at others. So we have us here, counselors. So counselors contribute to other people's welfare. Personal interactions fulfill them. INFJs nurture others' development to help them achieve their potential. They enjoy jobs that require detailed attention and solitude. These people also do well with other people, provided their interactions isn't superficial. Counselors need quiet time and privacy to recharge their batteries. So I mean, you have it right there.
Amen.
That's spot on to what we've been talking about this entire time. So seeing that and having that reassurance that okay, well, this is how we are. Like we're in line with our beliefs and our values. So I think this also is like the words play a big role in it too. So seeing counselors, I mean, look at the positions we're in. Like we're helping others. We're like with the peer mentors or in whatever else you guys have going on with outside of this. you're helping people. Like that's our thing. So, you have anything y'all want to say about that in particular?
I do find it interesting that it says counselors because I want to go once I finish this degree and work for a good bit. I do plan on going back to school to get my degree in counseling psychology because growing up for me, I just found it difficult to talk to like my mom about anything. I would always go to my grandma. So one thing I want to do is back where I'm from, I want to do a nonprofit organization for the kids in my town. So that way they have someone to come talk to, catch up on homework, or like on weekends we can watch movies, play different games. Like that's something I really want to do for them because I feel like I didn't really have that growing up.
Mm. So it's funny you say that because I've been looking into, or I've been thinking about going into, psychology as of recently. Just thinking like, dang, is that kind of what I want to do? Because I'm wanting to go into higher education, but okay, maybe I want to go into that aspect of counseling. So I'm still, thinking on that. But I think it's so funny that years ago when I didn't know anything about what I wanted to do, I just kind of was just going through life. I had this idea of having a way to have physical therapy connected with, or not really therapy, but connected with counseling, because I think those two go well together. Like having, working out definitely helps mental health, in my opinion. So I had that idea a long time ago. And it's crazy. I'm kind of like wrapping right back around to it. So, you have anything you want to say about this, Alicia?
I love that y'all both are just interested in psychology. This made me so hyped. Just to see the name counselors, it just is awesome
It's
because
reassuring.
because that's what I want to be. Like that's why I'm in psychology now. I want to be a mental health therapist for low income families, for single moms and dads too, for minorities like ourselves, especially our people.
Yes.
I'm Kiana. I don't know if you're Black. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. I don't want to assume. I don't want to assume. She said she is. Okay.
Yes.
I am.
Oh, okay. How you doing, girl? So she's a sister. So for us, because like you said, it's taboo in our community. Like
It
they
is.
be like, oh, you just need Jesus. You just need to pray. It's like, no, you can have Jesus and therapy. You can have
Yes.
God and prayer and therapy, because that's what we're put on this earth to do. So anyway, back to the thing. But yeah, I love that it contributes to other people's welfare, because we're helpers.
Yes.
We're helpers and we want people to do well, but at the same time, we're authentic, we're real. We don't want anybody to be fake with us because that's
Yes.
wasting our
Absolutely.
time. That's a time
Absolutely.
waster. And we're like, look, if you want the help, get the help now, because if you like faking with me, I'm not gonna help you. Like for real, that's just how I am. Like I'm so over that. Like I'm 31 years old. I'm so over that. I'm not. No, we not with the childishness. Either you want the
Yes.
help or you don't.
Yes.
That's how I feel.
I agree. I agree
So,
with that. So I think we're definitely all on the same page, and this meeting has definitely been reassuring to what our goals are and where we're trying to be. So I appreciate you guys showing up. I have a few questions just for the future. So number one, I have, what surprised you most about the results that we went over today?
I'm sorry, Keon, did you want to go or?
I would say I would definitely say the counselors thing. It surprised me because I've been talking about it like for so long because I've taken so many psychology courses. I was like, well, I really enjoy psychology. I'm gonna make it my minor, and I want to do counseling psychology for the kids back at home. Only because it's like it's nothing. Well, do y'all know like where Camp Hill is by any chance? Auburn. It's near Auburn.
Your Arbor?
hmm So I'm like, it's a small town. Nobody really knows nothing about Camp Hill.
Yeah.
So being that my town is so small, I really just want the kids to have something to do, like outside of school, outside of their homes, because you never know what's going on with them at school or at home. So
Absolutely.
I really want that to be that place for them to just enjoy themselves. So the counseling thing surprised me a lot because I've been talking about it for like a year, 2 years now. How I want to go back to school to be a counselor.
That's good. How about you, Alicia?
I feel what Kiana saying, and I do pray that she gets that. I know she will. I just believe that for her. The thing that surprised me, I would say, is how, to be honest, how on spot on all the results were. Like, I'm like, wow, like, I don't know who been spying on us, but wow, they have our personality down to a science, and it's really surprising. That's really surprising to me.
I really
Accurate it
don't
is.
get why personality types hasn't caught on how astrology has. I feel like personality types is more spot on than astrology. Like, I don't know. So maybe
Right.
it'll cycle in
I
eventually.
don't know, man.
Let's see. 2. What about the results do you foresee yourself using in the future? So what did we talk about today that you think will, come back as a thing that you will think about in the future?
I definitely see the flexibility working more,
Mhm.
being that I enjoy being organized and having stuff set to a T. Because once it's out of order, my mind is jumbled. I can't focus. So I really like everything to be in order. I put like sticky notes. I write down like important due dates on sticky notes, and I put them up on my wall. So whenever I'm looking up, I could just say like, "Oh, I have this test coming up. So I need like this whole week or these few weeks to study." So sticky notes help. That's one thing I enjoy doing. So flexibility is a key thing for me.
How about you, Alicia?
I think you said, what are we gonna apply that we learned?
What about the results do you foresee yourself using in the future?
Oh, definitely, like Kiana said, the organization. I definitely am, like I said, I want to say like collaborating more with people, and also, let me see, collaborating, organization, and like I said, just hearing people's other side, like perspectives,
Hmm.
being more emotionally intelligent concerning people instead of it just being like the thing said, like being on your high horse or having unnecessary standards for people.
Yes.
Kind of bringing those standards
Yeah, bring it
down
down a little bit,
and
bring it
meeting people at their level, because I do. It's like, yeah. So I'm like, let me bring them down and understand meet them at their level. That's what I'm
Yes.
gonna do.
That's definitely important in, like, where we're wanting to be, meeting people where they are, and just kind of, I guess in a professional aspect, meeting your coworkers and bringing them up, with you. But, when you're in counseling, meeting that person where they are and bringing them up to the level where they want to be. So I think that's very important. The last one I have here is, what topics should be talked about for future workshops that would interest you? So we kind of talked about this earlier. So conflict resolutions and emotional intelligence. I have those on here, but what else do y'all have in mind?
Oh, I said definitely the lunch and learn
Lunch and learn. Okay.
presentations. Because I was like, we gonna eat anyway. But no, but it was that one, the emotional intelligence conflict resolution, excuse me, and the lunch and learn. And it was one more you had on there. I can't remember. I think it was another leadership one of leadership, and it was something else before that. I want to say it had something to do with wellness. I think we had something like that too. I can't remember offhand. So
I'll pull it up for you. I'll pull it up.
I'm gonna let Kiana go ahead and go, because that's all I got.
Oh, work-life balance.
Oh yeah.
Was that it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you can go ahead, Kiana.
Oh, basically all the ones she said, because it's important to have these workshops, especially for like new coming peer mentors.
Mm.
I think it'd be real good for them to go to basically understand everything. Because like I said, I've been here doing this for a good while, and I do plan on doing it again next semester. So I think for the new mentors, it's important for them to know about leadership skills, conflict resolutions, and all the workshops you had on there. It's important for them to know about this as well.
I would say just do all of them. They all good.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming to this workshop, and I appreciate anyone that views the recording of this. I enjoy talking to y'all and finding out that we're all the same. That's a weird coincidence, I guess. So I think we learned a lot here. I just want to say I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all showing up to this. If y'all have anything else y'all want to say, then you can throw it on the recording.
Well, I would say, go ahead, Ken. I'm sorry.
I just want to say thank you for just doing this and helping us know more about ourselves. And it is interesting to know that all of us kind of have
Yeah.
the same personalities. Type. I wasn't expecting that. But I really enjoyed this, and I'm looking forward to more.
Anything else, Alicia?
Only thing I have to say is thank y'all. Thank you so much, Mr. Burden, for holding it, Amari. I know you prefer Amari. I'm just professional like that. Kiana for coming. I just thank everybody in here, Miss Plimpton, Miss Ingram. You guys are awesome. I hope to do more workshops with you all, and I learned a lot. So thank you for that. It's really helpful. It's like you said, learning about ourselves and what we can do better. So.
Well, I guess that's the end, Miss Brenda.
I'm sure that, especially Alicia, she'll be surprised that I have the same personality type as well.
Oh, okay.
Quite the crew.
Right.
Well, that was awesome, Amari. Thank you for helping out with that and
No problem. I enjoyed this.
everybody participating. That was really cool.
Yes.
I look forward to us doing some more of them. For sure.
Yeah, I wrote down their ideas here. We'll get together and figure something out.
All right. Well, thank you guys again.
Thank you, Miss Plimpton. I hope
Nice
you
meeting
have a
y'all
great
as well.
weekend. Nice meeting you as well.
You
I
too.
was like, I've seen you on campus before, so okay. But
You
nice
seen
meeting
me?
y'all. I thought you was on campus before.
Yeah,
Yeah, he is. Yeah, okay. Y'all have a great weekend. Thank y'all
All right.
You
again.
too.
Y'all too.
Bye, y'all. Bye-bye.
So,
I'm finished.